What's up everyone, it's Scotty with MoneyVest. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about Reddit, ticker symbol RDDT, one of the most anticipated IPOs of 2024. Finally happened. We actually put this stock on our top IPOs list of last year when I broke down the top 10 IPOs to watch in the coming years. And Databricks and Reddit and Canva, there was a TradingView even. There's a lot of companies that were on that list to look forward to for potential initial public offerings. Opened at around $50 something, $47, rallied over 47% on the first opening day. Right now, of course, selling off close to 7%. So in this video, I'm going to break down everything you need to know about Reddit and whether this company is worth buying at these prices when it's trading at just over $7 billion, a little bit under $47 per share, or if it's going to be a pass at these prices. We're going to cover all of that. As always, make sure that you drop a like if you enjoy this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The link to our Discord and Patreon is going to be down below if you're interested in joining us and, of course, getting access to all the members-only private videos, including all the trade alerts and newsletters and trade ideas and options alerts and all the other benefits, including TradingView charts and my watch list and all the benefits, including our website that's going to be launching here very soon with the link down below with a few more spots left and a 16% annual discount. So this right here is Reddit, ticker symbol RDDT, and down about 7% on the day, trading back under $47. The price action has been incredibly volatile here over the last 24 to 48 hours, as it did open yesterday at around 1 p.m. Eastern, rallied all the way to new all-time highs of 57.70, then quickly reversed back lower. So initially, I would put down a support right over there at around the $45, $46 range, because even intraday yesterday kind of bounced off of that level, but we'll come back to the technicals here later. But Reddit shares ended trading up 48% in the market debut and closed about 48% from its initial public offering prices in the company's trading debut on Thursday, valuing the social media company at more than $9 billion in closely watched opening, and the stock peaked at $57.80, up 70% before dropping back down to over $50 a share. And the company was, again, founded in 2005, and the first price at $34 range, putting its market value of just over $6.4 billion, and the company and its shareholders raised $748 million by selling their shares. And the long-awaited IPO has been in the works for more than 2 years, and Reddit confidentially filed for an IPO in December 2021, but ended up delaying amid stock market turmoil and, of course, suppressed valuations because of the 2022 bear market as well. So this right here is their filing with the SEC. We're going to break down one by one how Reddit as a company is doing. At the end of the day, it is a community of communities, meaning it is a social media platform very similar to Meta platforms. And I use Reddit sometimes if I'm looking for answers, forums, and just simple queries and information. Really, that's what it is. At the end of the day, I mean, we know that Wall Street Bets is a pretty big proponent on Reddit. That's where they've built their community. 100,000 plus active communities is what they have. 73 million active daily uniques and 267 million average weekly active uniques and 1 billion cumulative posts for the company as well. This right here, Reddit is a community of communities driven by interests and passions. So again, you can basically do r// and whatever interest you have, and you can upvote, downvote specific posts here, learn more about whatever community, whatever passion, interests you have. So again, it's a social media website at the end of the day, application, which brings communities together for specific interests and passions. Now, that's the thing, right? Monetization is tough for these companies. This is Reddit, I would consider very similar to Twitter. Twitter and Reddit kind of go hand in hand because they're, at the end of the day, very much text-based social media companies, right? It's not like an Instagram where they're mostly posting pictures and videos, or like Facebook. It is very much of a text-based social media company, very similar to Twitter. And for that reason, it becomes a little bit more difficult to encourage advertising. And the reason for that is because the length of that content, let alone, YouTube's like incredibly good in terms of its advertising products. But Reddit and Twitter, the reason why it becomes so difficult is because text-based content is very easy, very quick to consume, and it doesn't really keep that much retention of the audience. So For that reason, they are not profitable. I'm actually surprised to learn that Reddit is not a profitable company. I thought that they were, because in our previous videos, maybe we have looked at it, and I think TradingView is profitable, maybe Canva is profitable, but Reddit is not. So if you take a look at the revenue and the cost of expenses, so we're going to be looking at the income from operations, so all the way down here and all the way at the top here, revenue. They're looking at $666 million last year, or actually 2022. And then last year, just over $804 million. That's a reasonable 30 to 40% growth here for the company. And then if you take a look at operating income, 838. And that's actually operating expenses, I'm assuming, 838 million, and almost $1 billion in operating expenses, with an operating income, which is a negative, so operating loss of 172 million and 140 million dollars respectively from the last couple of years. And then if you come down to the bottom line, which is going to be net income here for the company, which obviously is going to be a net loss of $158.5 million net loss in 2022 and about $90 million net loss in 2023. Shares outstanding about 59 to 57 million, so a slight increase in the amount of shares outstanding here for the company as well. So not profitable. And this right here is going to be the balance sheet. So we do have cash and cash equivalents and marketable securities sitting for the company at just over $1.2 billion, with their total liabilities sitting at about $155 million. So that's actually a fantastic balance sheet, because the company's got more cash than all of their liabilities put together, and their cash amount is 8 times, if not 9 times higher than the entire liabilities on the balance sheet. So that again is fantastic. Convertible preferred stock is sitting at $1.8 billion, and we're looking at an equity deficit because the company has, so stockholder equity deficit is around negative $413 million for the company as well. So if you come over to some of the other metrics, so KPIs, quarterly average daily active uniques for Reddit, logged in 36.4 million, I believe this is in. So in millions, this is fourth quarter 23, and 73.1 million total, of which 36.7 million logged out. United States, we're looking at 36.4 million and 36.7 million for the rest of the world. So it's a pretty split market in terms of geography, 50-50. Quarterly average weekly active uniques here, 267.5 million. So that's about almost a quarter billion people that are part of the Reddit communities here and the platform that they use, and the quarterly average revenue per user. Now again, you compare this to meta platforms, it is really, really low. You compare this to YouTube, it is really, really low. We're only looking at $3.42. And even in the US, it's actually quite interesting. Even in the US, they're not able to monetize as well. It's only sitting at $5.51. Which is actually quite comparable and even lower than what they hit back in fourth quarter of 21. So fourth quarter 21 versus fourth quarter 23, we're actually seeing a lower average revenue per user in the United States, which is supposed to be one of the best markets for advertising, let alone rest of the world is only $1.34 for the company here. So again, monetization wise, this kind of proves, it's a case in point why Twitter and Reddit are very similar in terms of their monetization and why it is so difficult to monetize these types of applications. Now, if you come over to any type of fair value or intrinsic value calculation here for Reddit, we don't really have any type of profitability. So we don't have a net income. We don't have positive free cash flow either, because free cash flow also at the very bottom, as you can see, is negative about $84 million. So there's really not much that we can do. The only thing that we can do is kind of price it on a price to sales basis. And right now, as you'll notice, 2023, the entire fiscal year revenue was about $804 million for Reddit. So if you come back over to the charts, and let's see if we can actually pinpoint any type of earnings estimates here. So revenue, 1.16 billion. So even if we take it on a forward basis, 1.16 billion, and the market cap right now is 7.45. So 7.45 divided by 1.16. We're looking at a 6.4 times price to sales multiple for the company, where Meta trades at around 6 and 7 also. So if you come down, we've got, let's see, price to sales statistics, we're looking at 9.86. So a little bit higher, about I would say 40-50% premium compared to Reddit. But again, Meta is an incredibly profitable with a strong free cash flow company. So it can't really be considered, or compared against Reddit here from a purely valuation standpoint. So what I would say is that Reddit at these prices is not terrible. I mean, price of sales, we're looking at what, 6.5, close to 7 times sales, which again is reasonable, but by no means it is, I would say, undervalued. Undervalued would be if we're trading at like 3 or 4 times sales with a path towards profitability. But right now, profitability is in question. Reddit is not a profitable company. Monetization wise, the ARPUs are really low. I mean, we're only looking at $5.50 in the US and $1.30 in the rest of the world. That is really, really low average revenue per user for advertising for Reddit. So, I mean, monetization wise, they seem to lack some type of moat that would make this company worthwhile over the long term. Yes, they've got a growing community base. Yes, they've got a growing user base. That's great. But how do you monetize those users is really what it comes down to at the end of the day, right? I mean, you could have a billion users, but if you're not making money, those billion users are quite worthless. And that's very similar to what we are seeing with Twitter and WhatsApp, right? I'm going to be honest. Twitter and WhatsApp are only applications that are there because they need to be there. WhatsApp is used worldwide for messaging. Everybody uses WhatsApp. Like most people use WhatsApp, right? But it's not profitable. It's a standalone. WhatsApp would not be a company because it just doesn't make any money, right? Because it's not monetizable. Same thing with Reddit. I would say Reddit is very similar. It's a text-based social media app. It's not a messaging app, but it is very similar to that of WhatsApp and Twitter because standalone, if the company doesn't have a path to profitability, it's not worth investing in. Not at least at these prices. Although not overvalued either at $47, $48, trading at about 6.5, 7 times sales with an excellent balance sheet. So there are pros and cons, but for me, just because the balance sheet's great and the price is reasonable doesn't make for it to be an outperform over the long term, considering that I just still have unclarity on how they're going to monetize and grow and turn the corner towards profitability. So that is still in question. So let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think? But right now we've got again, very strong support here around $45, $47 with a reasonable resistance sitting at $50, $51 per share for Reddit. So that right there pretty much is the range within which it's been trading. So keep a close eye at these levels. We've only had 2 days of trading activity, so we'll continue to monitor the price action on Reddit. As always, if you enjoyed this video, found it helpful, make sure that you drop a like, and of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're just joining us for the first time. I would really appreciate that, and link to our Discord and Patreon is going to be down below. Happy investing. I'll see you all in the next video.